Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm about to share could completely transform the way you deal with betrayal forever. But first, let me ask you something. What do you do when someone stabs you in the back, betrays your trust, or leaves you in pieces? You burn inside. You want to scream. Maybe you even want to get even. You replay every moment, every word, thinking, how could they? But here's something Carl Jung uncovered about human nature that might shock you. The most powerful form of revenge isn't yelling back. It's not returning the pain they caused. According to Jung, when someone betrays you, they're actually offering you an unexpected gift. They're revealing what he called your shadow. Stay with me, because once you understand what I'm about to reveal, you'll see why every betrayal is actually a disguised blessing. Jung said that everything that irritates us about others can lead us to a deeper understanding of ourselves. When someone wounds you, they expect you to explode, to spiral, to fall apart. Don't give them that power. Here's the truth. Jung discovered one that most people never realize. Give them silence, give them distance, and then give them a front row seat to your transformation. Work on yourself so deeply that their name doesn't even sting anymore. Go to the gym, build your career, launch that business, learn new skills, reshape your entire life. Become so focused, so grounded, so unshakable, that their presence fades into nothing but background noise. But there's something even more powerful Jung taught us about revenge. Want real revenge. Be so exceptional they can't ignore you. Be so joyful they can't understand you. Be so healed they can't trigger you. Because when you walk past someone who once shattered you and they realize you're no longer the person they tried to break, that's not just revenge. That, Carl Jung said, is individuation, becoming who you were always meant to be. Now this is where things get truly deep, and you need to hear this. Jung discovered that when you stop explaining yourself, stop trying to prove your worth, stop needing them to understand what they did, you ascend. Your silence becomes your strength. Your peace becomes your weapon. And suddenly, you become untouchable. Carl Jung said something that might blow your mind. People hurt others because they're already broken. Some people cause pain just to feel powerful. But you rise above. Because you're not made of the same bitterness. Now here's the part that changes everything. Listen closely. The best revenge is never becoming like them. Be kind not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Be respectful not because they earned it, but because you are built differently. And then, let life take over. Let karma write the final chapter. Jung understood something crucial. The universe keeps receipts. Every broken piece of your heart is being rebuilt into something extraordinary. There's something Jung discovered about silence that might give you chills. After betrayal, there's a kind of silence so loud, it drowns out everything else. No matter how strong you are, there's always that moment, that ache, that quiet voice asking, how could they do this to me? But Jung taught something revolutionary about that exact moment. That's the turning point, not the end. The second you decide, I won't stay broken, I'll turn this into fuel, everything starts to change. According to Jung, people who hurt you crave a reaction. They want to see you fall. They want proof that they caused damage. But Jung called this your greatest psychological move. Rise so high above it, they can't even reach where you're headed. Transform your pain into power. Don't waste your energy on revenge through anger or cruelty. Don't lower yourself to their level. Take that pain and make it your reason to evolve. Jung discovered something profound about success that most people overlook. Hit the gym not to impress them, but to rebuild your confidence. Study harder not for applause, but because your future deserves your absolute best. Start the business not to prove them wrong, but to prove to yourself that believing in you was the right choice. Jung said something about transformation that will shift your entire mindset. There's something soul-satisfying about becoming The version of yourself your past self feared they could never be. Not because someone finally praised you, not because anyone apologized, but because you chose to rise, even when you had every reason to stay down. Jung discovered something about greatness that'll light a fire in you. How many legends were dismissed? How many millionaires were doubted? How many visionaries were mocked before they built empires? How many quiet, broken souls turned scars into stepping stones? You can be one of them. Jung taught us something powerful. Pain is fuel. Every time you feel that sting, every time that memory creeps in, use it. Don't run. Sit with it. Let it ignite a fire so fierce it burns away every trace of doubt. Here's a psychological truth. Jung revealed one that may shock you. While they're watching, you're working. While they gossip, you build. While they laugh, you focus. And one day, they'll look up and you'll be shining in a place they never dreamed you'd reach. But Jung uncovered something even deeper. This journey, it's not about them. It's about you. It's about proving to yourself that no one has the power to write your story but you. That their actions may have bruised you, but they didn't bury you. That no matter how dark it got, you still found a way to create light. Jung said, there's something incredibly powerful in this. When people try to take your peace, your love, your trust, what they don't realize is the second you stop giving them your power, they lose, and you win. Jung once said something about walking past your enemies that gives people goosebumps. There's something unreal about walking by someone who once made you feel like nothing while carrying yourself like everything. When they see you thriving, laughing, glowing, when they realize they are now strangers to this new, unstoppable version of youth, that's the kind of revenge they never saw coming. Jung revealed something about success most never grasp, not because you became bitter, but because you became better. Not because you shouted louder, but because you said less and did more. He taught us something beautiful about real power. You don't have to flaunt it. You don't have to announce it. You don't even need to rub it in. Your success will speak for itself. Your energy, your presence, your peace, it'll do the talking. Jung made a profound discovery about revenge. The best revenge isn't proving them wrong. It's proving yourself right. It's waking up every day knowing their betrayal didn't shape your destiny. It's knowing they tried to dim your light. You became a wildfire instead. Carl Jung said, there's a moment that defines your healing journey. It's the moment right after someone emotionally wounds you, when your instincts scream to respond. You want to lash out, prove a point, defend yourself. But Jung discovered the most powerful move you can make in that moment. Do nothing. Let them talk. Let them twist the story. Let them throw their words like daggers. But you remain still. Because here's what Jung taught about emotional mastery. The moment you stop reacting, you reclaim your power. True emotional freedom doesn't come from controlling others. It comes from mastering yourself. Jung discovered something hauntingly true about people who thrive on drama. They want to see you unravel. It feeds them. But when you choose silence, growth, and grace, you starve their chaos. And in doing so, you rise. They feed off your pain. They feel a twisted sense of power when you break. But the moment you become emotionally untouchable, when your peace is so solid that their actions can no longer pierce your soul, that's the moment they lose all control over you. Carl Jung said something about indifference that changes everything about how we deal with conflict. Nothing is more confusing to someone who thrives on drama than your silence. When you stop chasing, stop arguing, stop explaining, they're left alone with their own behavior. And that silence, that stillness, that unshakable calm, it becomes a mirror they can't avoid. Jung taught us there's a powerful difference between being numb and being untouchable. Being untouchable doesn't mean you're cold or disconnected. It means you've done the work. You've met your shadows. You've bled in silence. You've healed without needing applause. You built a fortress inside yourself. And here's what society often gets wrong. Walking away quietly is not weakness, it's strength. It takes an incredible level of maturity to say, you're not worth the storm I'd have to summon just to match your chaos. Carl Jung taught us what real power looks like. It's not loud, it's not reactive. It's the stillness. The power to pause when every part of you wants to scream. And the beauty of becoming emotionally untouchable is that you no longer live at the mercy of other people's actions. Jung also made a life-altering observation about victimhood. The moment you stop explaining yourself to those who never cared to understand you, you set yourself free. The moment you stop defending your truth to people who only want to twist it to reclaim your clarity. According to Jung, nothing terrifies a toxic person more than this. Someone who is no longer triggered by their games. You stop giving them the show. You stop bleeding for people who wouldn't even offer you a bandage. He discovered something beautiful about emotional mastery. It doesn't mean you suppress your emotions, it means you command them. You feel it all, but you choose what deserves your energy. You learn to breathe before you respond. Jung once said, there's an art to being unbothered. It's not about being heartless. It's about knowing your heart isn't a playground. Your mind isn't a battlefield. And your soul doesn't need to be dragged into every war someone else starts. Here's the truth. The more you grow, the less you explain. The more you heal, the less you react. The more you value your peace, the fewer battles you choose. Jung also exposed a kind of strength most people miss. It's not explosive. It's not dramatic. It's quiet. It's kind. It's the ability to stay soft in a hard world. To be kind not because they deserve it, but because you refuse to become like them. He made a revolutionary discovery about kindness, the real kind. The kind that remains even after betrayal. The kind that chooses peace over petty. That kind of kindness is power. It confuses toxic people. It disarms them. And ultimately, it defeats them. Here's what Jung taught us about choosing love over hate. When you choose love not for them, but for you, when you choose to hold your heart gently, even after it's been shattered, you rise. Bitterness eats away at your soul. Revenge chains you to the past, and hate gives them power over your spirit. Jung's most profound revelation. Real victory comes when you heal so deeply, grow so completely, and shine so brightly that the people who tried to destroy you can't even access the life you've built. He said something that will echo in your mind forever. You are not what happened to you. You are what you did after. You are the fire that rose from the ashes. You are the strength that came from pain. You are the quiet force that learned to smile again without needing revenge to feel whole. You are not broken. You are built. Let me tell you something. Right now your story is yours. The ending is still being written. And here's how it plays out. You're not just going to survive this. You're going to own it. You'll take every piece of pain they handed you, and you'll use it to build something extraordinary. They gave you pain. You'll turn it into power. They gave you silence. You'll turn it into peace. They gave you hate. You'll turn it into focus. According to Jung, no revenge is more powerful than a life filled with purpose. No comeback is louder than serenity. And no triumph is more satisfying than being able to say, I didn't let what broke me turn me bitter. So stand tall, breathe deep. Remind yourself this isn't the end of your story. This is the turning point. This is where the hero rises. And you are the hero. Not because you never hurt, but because you never stayed hurt. Because you faced the darkness and chose to bring the light. Because you were knocked down and you kept getting up. You kept walking. And now you are unstoppable. That, Carl Jung would say, is the ultimate revenge. A life so rich in peace, in growth, in power, that they can't reach it. They can't match it. And they will never, ever deserve to be part of it. Thank you for walking through this journey with me. If this spoke to your soul, don't forget to subscribe and share this with someone who needs to hear it.